And we're live. Hey, book friends. We're back at it with another episode of Between Two Succulents. This is my first time, but hopefully not my last. I'm Brandon Rashad Butts. I'm a bookseller around here at Charm City Books. Maybe you've seen me a few times. Today, I'm very excited to be speaking with a great, new, definitely soon to be classic talent, Brian Broome. How's it going out there for you, Brian?
It's going all right. How are you doing, Brandon?
Really good, really, really good. Thank you so much for joining us and just talking to us a little bit about yourself and your book and your debut work. I
Thank you.
wanted to introduce everyone a little bit and give them a little bit about you and just let them know that pretty much you are a poet and a screenwriter, originally from Ohio, but you're now based in Pittsburgh. In addition to that, just to show off a few of your accolades for you, because I get that not everybody wants to do that for themselves, so I'll gladly do it for you. AK Leroy Irvis Fellow. He's also serves as a writing program instructor at the University of Pittsburgh. He's been a finalist for the Moth Storytelling Competition, not before he won the grand prize at Carnegie Mellon's University's Martin Luther King Writing Awards. He's also won a Van Award from the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation for journalism. So he's not just a writer, he's also someone who thoroughly does his research and tries to craft a very specific story. Just a big round of applause to you, Brian, and just want everybody to just clap it up for you because those are some really great accomplishments there.
Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Really, really, really great, great.
You guys are
Uh,
nuts. I like it.
a little bit. um, but honestly, your memoir is just very well crafted. Punch Me Up to the Gods, which is now available at Charm City Books, as you guys can see right here. Brian, I wanted to begin this with the same way that we pretty much begin all of our segments with Pick Your Plant. I'm going to introduce you to our two VIP succulents today, and you're going to pick which one speaks to you the most, puts you on the spell, which one you would pick up if you were out at the floors for the day.
Okay.
So, how's that sound?
That sounds great.
Cool, cool, cool. So, first, we have this beautiful beauty, an iridescent purple red leaved, ripple textured, heart shaped Peperomia emerald ripple plant. It grows into a molding habit that's ideal for smaller pots, as you can see. The name of the genus Peperomia combines two Greek words, peperi, which means pepper, and homoios, which means resembling. These plants look like and are related to Piper nigrum, which is black pepper, and the specific species Capitera refers to the plant's wrinkled leaf texture, as you can see here. So it's got a lot of definition and a bit of personality, and might have been here once before. Wise beyond its years. That's a great way to describe it, possibly. Then our other one very much excites me from a distance. The Crassula Perforata, the unique succulent, appears with green and spiraled pasta noodles appearance. The Crassula Perforata is a hardy plant and a real conversation starter. The plant belongs to the large Crassula family of plants and comes to us from South Africa. It doesn't require a lot of sunlight and tolerates drought well. It also flowers with pink and yellow blooms, but the flowers themselves don't really have any scents. This one definitely gives me like kind of kinky curly before the bonnet vibes. I like this one a lot for sure. So which one would you pick if you had to grab one?
It's tough. It's tough, but I'm gonna go with the first one, the black pepper, because I don't know. Black pepper just sounds like a 1970s woman with a big afro who can do karate, in those films and like pulls a gun out of her afro. I just like that. Also, I don't
Absolutely.
know. I think it's a little more, colorful. And the other one does remind me of pasta, and I'm trying to avoid carbs. So I'm going with the first
That works. Yeah, one of us has to avoid carbs, so I'm glad that you decided to take that on.
one.
Great, awesome, nice choice. So let's get a little bit into this book. Now, if I remember correctly or read it correctly, you never really quite intentionally set out to write out a full-fledged memoir, and yet next thing you know, it was done. So what was that process like, and what made you decide to sort of proceed with not only writing but publishing the story that's extremely personal?
Well, I like you say, I didn't start out to write a memoir. I was just writing to get these kind of stories out of me. I was in rehab when I started writing this, so I just started writing these stories to kind of get these stories out that I had, in my head. And as I was writing them, it was about, I thought it was part of my therapy in terms of getting sober. So I was writing them as honestly as I could. And then last week, I think it hit me. Oh my God, somebody's gonna publish this, like,
Yeah.
um, so I'm still kind of processing that part of it. I have people coming up to me and talking to me about the book like it's a movie they just saw. Like, I love that part when so and so. I'm like, well, it wasn't really a part. It was like my life. So I'm still
Mhm.
processing the publishing thing and people reading it. It's been a week or so, and people are reading it, and that throws me. But I hope that people see these stories as cautionary tales. I hope the stories can help somebody who may be in the position of feeling like I felt for a long time in my life.
I love that. I really do love that because it really to other people's point, it really did read in the best way as if I was watching something. Like it didn't feel like I was watching something that I had seen before, but it felt like I was reading in a sense where the way you depicted it was very clear, specifically on the bus. Like on the bus, I felt like I saw every single one of those characters and really drew to those people because they are the people who create the landscape of public transportation in almost
Oh
any
yeah,
inner city.
yeah.
So, like to that point, I gotta say that Twan's story just really just melted my heart, really, because it was real. It's so I don't know that black men know that they are passing on a lot of those more negative parts of masculinity and the more toxic parts, if one would say, from just a toddler's age. And so I feel like I'd be hard pressed to find another black male that didn't have some semblance of connection and relatability to that. So I wanted to ask, what do you think is the biggest potential area for growth when it comes to a father son dynamic like that of Tuan and his fathers?
Well, I always, I'm not a parent. I don't know what that's like. I can't speak to that. I don't know what it's like to send a child into the world. But I've been asked this once before, and my response is, for not just black boys but black children in general. I think our parents oftentimes try to toughen us up for the harsh experiences that they know we're going to face in life. And my response is, before you put the armor on the child, try to find out who the child is first. You know,
Yeah.
Meaning, no, we the urge to protect your child is a strong one, I'm sure. Um, but you have to kind of figure out who that child is first before you start, trying to toughen them up. Because all my life I feel like people were trying to toughen me up, and it didn't toughen me up. It just turned me into, a crazy person. It turned me into a self-loathing person. So I wish that, if I were to be able to redo my upbringing, and my parents did the best they could, of course, but I wish that they would have gotten to know who I was first before the process of toughening me up began.
Yeah, definitely. And these words weren't specifically in your book, but like it, for me, again, I just found it incredibly relatable because I often felt like, because of those things that just naturally happen to you in society by people who don't look like you, or even in like grade school and middle school specifically, who by people who look just like you.
Yeah,
It could be so rough, it can and unexpected. And for me, I found it really relatable because it came from a lot of the times the upbringing is a child is seen and not heard,
yeah,
or knowing a child's place. And I often question who knows what that child's place is, even if you are a new parent or a first time parent, and then this child is a new being, new entity walking around in this world. Who is to know what that place is, especially when there's so many different places
Yeah,
in life and really walks, you know.
absolutely. I was brought up with that idea as well. You are to be seen and not heard. I don't want to know what you think. You know, I
Yeah,
don't want to know what you feel. I want you to do what you're told, and that's what I mean by trying to learn who the child is first before you begin to start conditioning them for these hard knocks that they're going to take.
yeah,
But I definitely know what it's like to just have to sit on your feelings, particularly as a male black child. You are not
yeah.
supposed to express any feeling other than maybe anger. And that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and even that with a grain of salt, you know, because even showing that, it's like, why are you angry about this? You just let it roll off, or you should just move on, so on. So like, there's always so many
Right.
limitations. There's no hand guide written, and I think that this one, for me, it served this punch me up to the guys really served as a hand guide for the generation that is having children or who are trying to make amends with the children that they have or what have you. Um, so with all that said, I learned that you have if I run the risk of dipping into those expectations of masculinity from your book, I see that you are not no. You could take a hit or you could keep them rolling, and so I'm going to be a little bit quick and fast with you on this next segment that we have called our lightning round.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah, so we gonna throw a couple of questions at you, and you know me, I like to get into stuff, so I tried to keep it nice and tight for you, but are you ready? We're gonna try to dig into one or two little things.
Okay, I guess I'm ready.
Alrighty,
Do I get to
cool,
take the
cool,
plant
cool.
home if I win?
Yes, absolutely. You know, and we know the good news is here at Charm City Books, we do all kinds of shipments. We do local deliveries, so that's for all of you viewers out there too. So we can make it happen for you any way that wherever you are.
Perfect.
Um, so let's go on with question number one. You kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'm wondering. I'll ask it in this way. If you could do one of the moments from the story, like take a different bus route, or maybe practice a basketball a little bit more, or maybe one or two of the more personal moments in the story, which one would it be?
Oh God, you mean like what do I regret? Is that?
Well, if you could redo, I wouldn't say a regret because I myself try not to upgrade, but like if I could, if I could redo it again, if you could redo anything.
Oh God, that's tough. That's tough. Like, um, I think that maybe um oh, that's a rough one. I got nothing. I think maybe in terms of what I regret, I think that I regret. I wish I didn't uh, try to poach my friend's boyfriend. That's what I regret. That I don't. It's not really something I would do over. But
Yeah,
I wish I hadn't tried to steal my friend's boyfriend. That was, he's still my friend, by the way, which is great. And we had to
that's a
have a whole
great
talk.
thing. No.
Yeah, but I think I can only think about it in terms of regrets. I regret doing that. That was a shameful moment on my part, and also just the way that I was so ready to please, or white all the time. Like I wanted everybody to like me. I wish that I hadn't uh, thought that that was the way to live my life, because I
Yeah.
think I'd be a stronger person now. If, I would have been a stronger person then if I had literally just told some people to f off.
Woo. We gonna press on because I can keep you here for the rest of the night on that one. Question number two. What books other than your own would you recommend to someone who's looking to learn more about the stereotypes and honestly at times impossible circumstances that a young black queer male often finds himself in?
uh, No Ashes in the Fire by Darnell Moore.
Yeah, I love that one.
Um, Sweet. There's an anthology called Sweet Tea. I can't remember the author. Um, there is Marlon Riggs was a great queer activist and writer. He wrote an essay called Black Macho Revisited that I would recommend people read. And also there's an anthology of black gay fiction called Shade.
Yes.
Shade. Yeah. And I forget who wrote that, but it's great. Shade. So Shade, Marlon Riggs, Black Macho Revisited, Sweet Tea, and Darnell Moore. No Ashes in the Fire.
Yes, I love that. I'm thankful that I had experience with two of those, and then you've given me more to check out beyond this. Um, so the question number three is more so for you as a for your inspirations. You mentioned how James Baldwin, and you write a bit about James Baldwin. As far as I'm concerned, he's the godfather of the Black American narrative, um, and you write about him in your book. So I'm just curious as to what other writers, both classic and contemporary, would you say have inspired you along the way as a writer?
Oh my, there's like a million.
Yeah, which is
Toni
good.
Morris. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Toni Morrison,
Mhm.
Alice Walker,
Yeah.
Bell Hooks, David Sedaris, um, Gloria Naylor, Stephen King, Jhumpa Lahiri. Who else? V.C. Andrews, who wrote those Flowers in the Attics books. I love those books.
Mm.
You might be too young to know what those are, but
I didn't read them in the grow up, but I've seen them in other stores.
oh, they're so trashy. They're they're trashy, but you can't put them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good list. Did I say Stephen King? I like Stephen King.
You did not, but yeah, he should definitely be on that list for sure. Yeah.
Oh, and Reginald McKnight is one of my favorite authors. He wrote a great book called "The Kind of Light That Shines on Texas" that really inspired me to write more.
Nice.
Unless you want more, I mean, I got a million.
No, yeah, that's good. That is such a good. And thank you so much. I mean, you are obviously our lightning round champion. All of your questions were just spot on.
Yeah! Oh my
God. I hope that everyone is able to take a couple of notes and pick up some new finds and check out some new authors. A lot of the ones he mentioned are right here at Charm City Books, so you guys can come on in and grab a book with us anytime. Brian, thank you so much for spending all this time for us with us. Before we wrap up, just wanted to ask, like, what is next for you now that your book is on the shelves? And we're kind of soft opening up, so touring is possibly on the horizon, but not so immediately. Are we writing again already? Like, what's next for you?
I'm trying to figure out how to make an NFT so I can make $1 million off of like an imprint of my butt or whatever. I don't know. Like I'm writing again. I am writing new stuff. I am excited to be starting a new project. I can't. It's sort of still taking shape, but so I don't really know what it is yet. It's just kind of it's slowly telling me what it is. So I am writing again, and also trying to figure out how to make an NFT so I can be a triple billionaire, because those things seem to be like really popular. I don't even know what the hell it is.
Same.
And also dinner tonight. I have dinner plans.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Dinner plans are always awesome. I like dinner. Are there any organizations or causes that you want to take this opportunity to share with our viewers?
Oh, the Black Girls Freedom Fund, which is at 1 billion for blackgirls.org. It's an organization about funding the projects of Black women, also trying to re-narrativize the Black woman's story, and also just really trying to curb the violent ways in which Black women are treated. So their goal is to raise money toward causes that support Black women and femmes, and I think it's a good cause.
Amazing. Yes, please support them in any way that you can, everyone. Brian, you are a certified badass and someone resilient. And
we got to announce the winner.
Oh yeah, we got to announce the winner. Do we have?
We do have a winner.
Who's our winner?
Here's your drum roll. The winner is a friend of the bookstore, one of our favorites, Stephen Lefevre.
Woo,
you can come on down, a Pigtown resident. He's watching from just a few blocks away. Stephen, you come on down to the shop next time you pick up any number one of your books or just for fun, and you got a copy of Brian's new memoir. I'm not
out yet.
But congratulations.
You can get Brian's right now, today at Charm City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stephen
So
Receiver, you are so lucky to come down to the store and get a book. That's awesome. You just
yes,
made his
yes,
Steven
day.
said, "Oh my goodness, wow, that's a blessing. Thanks."
yeah. Steve is
Aw.
great. He's awesome. Thanks. I'm so glad that he got that. Yes. So thank you all for watching, Stephen. We'll see you soon to pick up your copy of Punch Me Up for the Gods, Punch Me Up to the Gods, and everyone else. It is available. We've got plenty of copies down here at Charm City Bookstore. Come by and see us. Thank you so much for braving the time and space to be with us, especially you, Brian. We really appreciate it, and we wish nothing but the best for you and your book as well.
Thank you. And thank you to Charm City Books. This was great fun. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's been Between Two Succulents. Enjoy the rest of the spring. Get yourselves vaccinated and enjoy the rest of the upcoming summer. Pick up a new book with us. Thank you so much for coming in. Have a great one. Bye bye.